where were you born?
I was born in Guanajuato, Mexico, but now I live in Davenport.
All right. So tell me about the place where you were raised and places you have lived until now.
I grew up in Mexico up until I was 8. It was a very small community. It was a very small town. I think right now the total people live in is about 500 people. I went to kindergarten all the way to second grade in Mexico. And then my family decided to move to Iowa. And now we live in Davenport. So it was kind of like a big change for us because it's like now I'm into another culture and another perspective of how I used to look at life. So it was complicated.
So how have you worked to adjust to you, like when you moved here in second grade, how did you work to adjust?
Adjusting to the American life was kind of hard because my parents are very traditional. So at school, I was learning like the American life, but at home, I was still living how we live in Mexico, if that makes sense. So it was kind of hard, but it was just about balancing both places, balancing being at home and knowing what it was to be at home, and balancing that school was different and I was learning new things.
Okay, thank you. Tell me about your family history.
Ooh. My whole family is from Guanajuato, Mexico. My mom is now 47. She only has a second grade like education. My dad is 47 as well, and he only has third grade. He has a third grade education. I have a brother who is 23 who didn't go to college, and I have a smaller brother who's currently 10 and he's in third grade. So I hope he goes to college. None of my family members went to college. I think I'm the first one in my family to go to college. If we only count like my circular family, my grandpa and my grandma didn't go to college. They still live in Mexico. So is that way? Yeah.
Thank you. Let's see. Can you recall when you first knew you wanted to attend college?
Oh yes. I didn't know about college. My mom and my parents never talked about college. They never talked about me having a better future. I think they only wanted me to like kind of work and get married, kind of live like that traditional Mexican life. Until I was a freshman in high school. I remember walking into my advisor's office and she was talking about like the classes I was taking, and she was talking about what path I wanted to take for college, and I was like, whoa, like what's college? And then she explained to me, and then like a light bulb kind of like popped up in my head. I was like, whoa, like I can go to college? I remember going back home and telling my parents about it, and my mom was just confused. My dad was like, no, this is new. He was like, we don't have the money. I heard college is expensive. And it was just a very hard path getting here and getting to Iowa State because my parents were not supportive. But I had a really good teachers at high school. I had really good counselors that like just helped me and guided me and kind of answered all of my questions. So I think that was one of my best days of my life, like just learning that I could do much more and kind of like better myself and better my education and having opportunities that my parents never had and just taking advantage of them.
Thank you. How did you prepare to be the first in your family to attend college?
Ooh, I think I wasn't prepared. I think I wanted to be here so bad. The preparation was just not there. It was really hard because I was trying to prepare my parents, but not trying to prepare myself. I was trying to prepare my parents for the idea that I wasn't going to be at home, that I wasn't going to be their translator, that I wasn't leaving because I didn't care about them, that I was leaving because I wanted to do so much more with my life, not only for myself, but also for my parents. That when I got here, I was lost. I was scared. I was like, I don't know if I did the right choice. But like in my heart, like I was like, this is where I'm supposed to be, but I just don't know how to be here, if that makes sense. And that was kind of hard, but I know I'm a sophomore and I'm prepared now. I know what I'm supposed to do. I know what I'm not supposed to do. but I also know that I'm still gonna make mistakes because I can't go back to my parents and ask them a question and expect them to know the answer because they have never been here either. So it's just, now I feel like I'm 50% more like prepared for be here, but I know my freshman year, I did not prepare myself to go to college. I tried to prepare my parents. So yeah.
Well, that's very interesting perspective. Let's see, what was the process like for you? I think you touched a little bit on that.
The process was kind of difficult. My parents are very closed-minded when it comes to something new. My mom kind of wanted to get the idea of me leaving, but my dad wasn't. My dad's perspective of college wasn't an education, and it still is not an education. It's money. It's, are you wasting your money? Is it worth it? We don't have the money. Even when I left, he told me like, I don't have the money, so if you like trip, like I can't like help you because I don't know. And he was like, if you have money conditions, like I can't be there for you because I don't have the money. So my parents' perspective of college isn't really about education, it's about the money. So that was kind of hard. It was kind of hard, like kind of like trying to do everything by myself. And just the path was hard. I hit rock bottom a lot of times because of trying to find out who I was as a person and trying to like understand that my parents are like that, and that shouldn't stop me from like trying to pursue an education. Yeah.
So this, I think you talked some on this, but you can expand. How did your community support you in your decision to attend college? Or did they? I think you've talked about that.
Yeah, my community supported me a lot because at school I was someone else than than who I was at home. At school, I knew that school was gonna be, like high school was gonna be my path to like attending college. And I knew that if I got to know more people and kind of share my story, not be afraid to share my story, more people would help me, and like more people would come out and say like, I was in your situation, this is what I did, and give me kind of an advice. I had a Spanish teacher my freshman year who just was like, I will help you and I will guide you through it. And I wanted to make a community for students at my school who are Latinos as well, who were going through the same thing. So she was the one who helped me open a club my sophomore year for Latino students at my high school. And she was just always there. She gave me information about other people who I could talk to. My senior year was like a big one for me because that's when I got into more civic engagement things. So that's when I got to know more about my community and what they were into. So I got to plan like a walkout for like the school safety. I got to talk about going to like March for Our Lives that we planned in our community. I got to be part of like the community and trying to understand other people's points of views. And then I got elected to be class president by my classmates. So like that was just a big support because I never thought that like people actually believed in what I was doing. So they kind of supported my ideas, and then I got to be class president for my class. And at the end of that, my summer, I got to talk for a protest to end family separations. And I got to speak on my point of view, and just seeing the community help me and supporting me, that was big. And I think that when I left, I kind of thought that it was over, like my community wasn't gonna support me anymore until last semester. Last semester I was struggling financially a lot, and my parents weren't there. Like my parents weren't supporting me. And what me and my friends decided to do is do a GoFundMe, and literally like all the money that I got through that was just not, it wasn't from people here at Iowa State, it wasn't from people here at like my friends here, it was all my community back home. And that felt amazing, you know, saying I always felt like I was doing it for myself and my parents, but now I feel like other people believe in me, and like I can do it for everyone who trusted me with their money, you know, like that was really amazing. So I think community, like literally, like I think because of my community, I'm here, and that was really nice.
That's beautiful. Thank you. So how we're gonna shift to your major. How did you decide on your major?
When I came to Iowa State, I came as an open option student, and my advisor was amazing. She was always kind of like, she took everything that I wanted to do and just I took classes for them. But I never took class for global research systems until I remember her name was Joy. She graduated last December, and she kind of talked about her major, and I was like, whoa, like this is literally what I want to do. And I looked into it, and I was just like, wow, this is amazing. But I think I wouldn't have found it if I wouldn't have came as an option, like open option student. I think being an open option student kind of just like pushed me to like actually expanding and actually realizing that what I think of a major isn't really what a major is about. Because I wanted to be like in the education system. Like I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to be a social worker. I wanted to be, I think, a lawyer. I took classes for all of that, like going into poli-sci, and like I was like, I'm interested in this, but like it's not really for me, I guess. So I think everything just kind of like fell into place, and I believe things happen for a reason, because of her, like I got into my major and I love it.
So share with me why getting a college degree is important for you.
Oh. I think it's really important for me because there has been a lot of people who kind of like told me I couldn't do it, and there has been a lot of like statistics about Latinas coming to not going to college, and I think I do it for myself because I want to improve my knowledge. I want to know more, and I want to be able to kind of show everyone else that if I can do it, everyone can do it, you know. I do it for my parents. I think I wanted them to be able to say, like, coming to America, leaving everything behind was worth it. It was worth it because my kid went to college and now she's having a better life. I do it for my future. I think there's a lot of like things I do it for. I do it for my future, to be just a better person and be able to help other people and other Latinas, like who might go through the same things I go through, or went through the same things I go through.
How will life and experiences be different for you after college? I think you may have touched on that some.
I think it would be a lot different. I want to do a lot of things. It will definitely be a life changer for my family. Once I get that degree and try to find like a good job, or maybe go even to go to grad school, you know, like that would be amazing. I don't think life will change like in a second, but all the work that I put into it would eventually like be good. That's my belief. So I think just getting an education. And my mom always says something. My mom always tells me now that she came to the United States and she's worked in jobs that a lot of people don't want to work with. And she always brings up one of her jobs. She used to clean. And she now tells me, like, you need to get an education so you don't clean toilets and clean other people's stuff. She just always tells me that. She's like, you need to be better. You have to have a better job. And I just think that education will get me to be able to, like, give that to my mom and for her to say, like, I did it, you know, we did it and she did it. So, yeah.
What identities are important to you? Please describe these and how they attribute to your current journey.
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah. So what identities are important to you?
Oh.
Please describe these and how they attribute to your current journey.
Oh, I think one of my identities is being Mexican, being Latina. I used to not say I was a Latina until I kind of came here. I'm Mexican. But now I think I'm both because I can represent both of the communities. That means a lot to me because being in a majority like white school, I used to be afraid, and now I know I stand out, and I know other people who are coming, like they might stand out too, and like they need to be able to kind of see that there's someone that looks like them who did it. So it just that means a lot. That's one of my identities. I think being a woman, that's a big one, because especially in my community, I don't think they always put women down. You know, they have women in a category where like she's supposed to be a housewife, she's supposed to get married, and now I'm doing the total opposite. You know, by my age, my mom was married and had like a kid, and I'm not doing that. You know, I'm not even married. I am in college. I'm doing something different. So I think that means a lot to me. A third one, I don't know.
There's not a number on it.
Okay. I think that still will be a big one. I think there's other things that categorize me, that I can identify as being a woman of color. I don't know, being a minority. Like that's all the kind of the same, but like I don't know. I think a lot of things identify me, and I feel I'm proud of everything that I am and everything that I've done, I guess. So yeah.
What does being the first in your family to attend college mean to you?
It means the world. It means the world to be here. It means the world knowing that my mom now talks about me as someone that's doing something for her life, you know? It means, I don't know, it means happiness. It means that, I don't know, like, it's just like a hard feeling to describe, because for so many years I dreamed of being here. And it's hard being here, but I know it's worth it. And I wouldn't change it for anything. And I'm gonna keep on fighting to be here and be who I always wanted to be, you know, and kind of show my parents that it's all worth it. I don't know, it just means a lot, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. So what legacy do you want to leave?
Oh. I think I just want to be able to leave everything I've known. And not only just by kind of talking about it or writing it, but by actually doing something. I think my ultimate goal is to have a nonprofit and help students, help Latinos, help anyone who needs the help to get a better education. Not only here, but like in other countries. Going back to my community in Mexico, I think that would be like the biggest legacy that I would like to leave, that even when I'm gone, like I'm still helping and there's some things still there. I don't know, like I think that would be a good one. I don't know. Yeah.
What are you most proud of to this point in your life?
I think the most proud of is just being here, being in college, because in high school I thought a lot of times that I wasn't gonna make it, and I made it. I'm here, second year in, and I think that's the most proud of I've accomplished. And maybe something else might be being the first generation and being able to be here, I guess.
So what advice would you share for current and future first generation college students?
Don't give up. There's gonna be so many times where you're gonna find yourself hitting rock bottom. But like everyone says, like the only way up is up. So don't ever give up. Cry. Cry as many times as you want to. Something happens, cry. But don't give up. Make memories. Meet people. Share your stories. Don't be afraid to share everything you're feeling. Find a community. I think there's a lot of advices that I could give you guys, and if I could go back, I would make myself cry even more, because a lot of times I would just hold it in. Just be more open to new ideas, be open to everything, and don't be scared, because there's always someone who will be there for you and will help you and answer your questions. I don't know. Yeah.
Thank you. Well, we're gonna shift gears a little bit. So, you told us you had some pictures you wanted to share with us. So, if you'll share those with us.
This is my mom. My family is a big thing for me, so like this is my mom.
Over? Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, so this is my mom. Okay, can I? And then I'll show you guys where I used to live in Mexico. My house in Mexico is it means a lot to me, just because going back to it and saying like this is where I grew up in, it's very like neat, you know, and how much it has changed.
So does your family still own the house, or do you know people in the house? Or
We
that live
still
there now?
we still own the house. There's no people living in there. My aunts just kind of go in and sometimes stay the night there. This is my grandpa. I love him. He is one of the smartest people I have ever met, and he did a lot for our community in Mexico, and he's a big inspiration for me to be who I am and to always kind of give back to like the community and help as many people as I can. He has the biggest heart. And then here's half of my family. We are a big family. This is in Mexico, so I just went to Mexico, so I have a lot of pictures. So yeah, I think I do it a lot for my family, for my little nephews, for everyone, for my little brother especially. Yeah, I don't know what else could I show you guys. This is me when I was little. Me just going up now. I was giving a speech, so I'm always like, I'm not scared of talking in front of people, I guess. So like, I like this picture because it's like, wow, like I still have that, you know.
Do you remember what your speech was about?
It was for Mother's Day. I wrote something for all the mothers, and I was in Mexico. I think it was in kindergarten, and I was giving a speech for all the mothers and how proud we were. My mom still has the speech, so I just know it was about mothers. So yeah, I think.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you guys for taking time, and